Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, Force users of all ages, and welcome back to Inside the Tauntaun, a Star Wars podcast where we get to the guts of what makes Star Wars meaningful to us. In case you don't remember, my name is Dino Nicandros, and I am joined by my intrepid partners, Alyssa Simmons.
Hi there.
And some guy named Daniel.
Hello there.
And even though we can't all be together at Star Wars Celebration 2020 in Anaheim this year, by God, we're Star Wars fans.
I thought they smelled bad on the outside.
Star Wars Inside the Tauntaun. This is our podcast opening song. Alyssa, Daniel, and Dino talking about Star Wars. Like and subscribe.
Holy cow, it has been a few minutes since we were last
A
together.
few!
It's been months, everybody.
It's been months.
What the heck?
We last came to you, I believe I was still in New York in a tiny studio apartment.
Closet.
Right
So
at the-
tell us, Dino, a little bit. This will be Ketchup Corner. Ketchup.
Welcome to Ketchup Corner.
Ketchup
I hate
mustard
ketchup.
salad.
Star
Ketchup
Wars
is
Inside the Tauntaun,
disgusting.
Ketchup
I only
Ketchup
prefer
Corner, Dino,
mayo.
what happened in your life since the last time we recorded?
Well, I'll tell you, Alyssa.
Okay.
It seems I have a penchant for hopping to the epicenter of coronavirus. So,
That sounds like a cover. I think that you were the reason it moved.
I
The
didn't say
epicenter
I
moved
wasn't.
because
I'm
of you.
just-
Oh, okay, got it. Okay.
I'm not, who knows.
Can neither confirm nor deny. Got it.
So I was in New York, and the last time we recorded, and then about 2 weeks later, I decided all hope was lost there.
Oh, God.
So I put my stuff in a storage unit.
I have to laugh, otherwise I would cry.
You have to. You have
And
to. laugh.
I flew back to Los Angeles, which a couple of weeks later proved to be ground zero of virus in the United States.
Man.
Was there for another month and a half or so, and then in June I came to Houston, Texas to stay with my parents. And about 2 weeks upon my arrival, Houston, Texas became the epicenter of coronavirus in the United States.
The luck.
So in between
So-
that,
Although at least you were a little more comfortable, question mark?
oh, I'm sure as hell happy to be home. Like
Yeah.
I love being home with my folks,
And more room for your pussy to move around.
and also my
Is-
cat.
Zing! I'm glad. See, I just like tossed that up to you, and then yeah.
This
Yeah,
dang
hit
moment
it
was
over,
brought to
yeah.
you by Inside the Tauntaun. No, I did bring my cat on all of these adventures. She fared quite well on the plane.
Aw,
To her credit.
That's good.
good job, pussy.
But yeah, doing little odd jobs, some Zoom classes.
Ooh.
Um,
Every time people say that, I always think everybody's doing Zumba for some
Me
reason.
too.
Okay, it's not just you. Okay, great.
well, either Zumba or making sourdough bread. I have not done that yet, and I am
Those are
proud
the
of
only
that fact.
options.
Same, I haven't either. Yep.
I am proud of that fact that I have no sourdough starter.
Start just.
Um,
Oh gosh, there's
Alyssa.
so much yeast in the world.
yes.
Yeah.
Would explain the infections.
Yeah, true.
Alyssa, what have you been up to?
Oh, well, things have also been a little cuckoo crazy in my world.
Oh,
Just
really?
teensy bit. Abridged version, my wife and I adopted a puppy at the
Oh,
very,
so
very
cute.
beginning of the pandemic. I think that I probably talked about him on the last time we recorded.
I can't fucking remember.
I don't know. That was 700 years ago.
700
And
years ago.
his name is Dundee. He is a multi-poo, and he's awesome. Anyways, long story short, our landlord decided that he wanted to try and evict us for having the puppy because in our lease it said no pets, but
In the middle of a pandemic.
yeah, but we had all the proper paperwork, and
Proper paperwork.
He is a certified emotional support animal, so we
Mhm.
presented that information, and the landlord doesn't really believe in laws, so he was still trying
Yeah,
to.
and who needs emotional support in
Who
a
needs it?
pandemic? Nobody needs that right now.
Yeah, well, he also doesn't believe that the pandemic is real, so.
Sure,
Well,
love those guys.
Anywho, we ultimately decided that we didn't feel safe being there anymore, so
Smart,
we
smart.
also packed up all of our belongings and put them in a
My
storage
God.
unit, and
Yep.
and stayed with our amazing. Luckily, we have really amazing family nearby, so we stayed with family for a little while until we found our new place, and we moved into a new wonderful place
It's
like a week and a half
gorge.
ago. Yeah, Daniel
That's
got to
amazing.
come see it the other day. So that's pretty much just been what's going on. Just kind of weird limbo land of not having like a home base, but now
Yeah.
we
Right.
have home base and it feels so nice, and
That's great.
You got more room now, which is great.
yes, plenty of room and cute little
Yes, if you're watching on
backyard and-
YouTube, admire Alyssa's new studio.
yeah, this is my new little
Yeah.
setup here in the walk-in closet. So
Fancy.
I have
Very,
my
very fancy.
recording stuff on one side, and then our princess party
Sex
stuff on the
dungeon
other
on- oh,
side. So there's like 18 princess wigs above
Princess
my
party,
head.
sex
Well,
dungeon.
I don't
Thank
know
you.
I don't know if we've ever addressed this, but like Alyssa is an amazing voiceover actress.
Yes.
Kind of like her bread and butter, folks. So you're listening to the voice of a professional. And, you should rate us 5 stars.
That's right.
Well, I'm sorry that things were crazy, Alyssa, but I'm glad.
Yeah, but
You know,
on
one
the
door
other end of
closes.
it now, which is
Yeah.
great, and yeah, so I firmly believe that, and you know, as cheesy and you know kumbaya as it sounds, like you know, things do happen. Some I should say some, not all.
Yeah, surely.
Some things do happen for a reason, and I do think that
Totally.
this was that
Meant to
situation.
be.
This was
Yeah.
that situation for me and my family. So
Totally.
That's great.
Yeah.
You and your family.
yeah,
Because it's your family. Oh, gosh.
yeah.
Daniel,
Daniel,
What?
what the hell have you been doing for
Oh.
3 months?
That's great. Thank you, Daniel.
Great. I've been up to nothing.
Well, actually, what I've been up to is
Witness
pretty much
protection.
Oh God.
So I have a Twitch channel now. I'm on Twitch. I play video games all effing day.
But yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah, if that's something you're into, everybody go check Daniel out.
What's your channel?
Yeah, what's it called?
my gamer tag is D Douchebaggins. That's DDOOSHBAGGINS. D Douchebaggins. But yeah, it's just a lot of ridiculousness. We play like Fortnite, we play Fall Guys. Really, it's just a big variety show, more or less. Today we just did a retro rewind kind of thing. We were playing Ocarina of Time, Zelda, and we're like racing, and things got a little out of hand. And eventually I was doing dances with my feet. Things get weird. Things get really weird. Also, there's lots of fart noises.
Yeah, that's
there
kind of
is
Daniel's
that.
brand. So if
It's kind of
Demo,
my
yeah.
brand.
that's his
Yeah.
brand. So if that is
So-
also your brand, and you like video games, or you just like to watch people play video games,
Yeah.
go
But
watch
really,
him.
Also, though, the weird part about it is that I didn't know is that a lot of people come to Twitch for the community, which that is kind of cool. Like, being in all seriousness, it's actually a super positive, really kind and giving community. Like, people
I love
are
that.
it's pretty dope. And
I
like,
feel like I would have thought otherwise. Like I
Yeah,
would have
right.
thought maybe that like gamers would have been like a little bit like spooky.
Well,
I mean, I'm sure some are, but
well, here's the thing. It's like there is a Twitch crowd, and then there's like the Call of Duty crowd, like the people who like are like, they're just like, yeah, like, you jerk, I hate you, and how you killed me, F you and your F and F. And they say a lot worse things, and probably more racist too. And sometimes things about being gay that's not very nice either. So, but Twitch is completely the opposite. And the cool thing about it too is that there's any like, poopy people, like they immediately get banned. So like pretty much everybody that's there is just all there to have a good time. And it's really awesome and relatively wholesome.
That's great.
Anyway, good times. But I've been doing that, a lot of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and also my house looks like the cleanest it's ever been. I wish I could show you through the radio what my like drawers look like. Marie Kondo would absolutely poop herself because they're so beautiful. Anyway, that's my life right now because #COVID. Yay!
#COVID. Well, we mentioned this right at the beginning of our show. This weekend was supposed to be Star Wars Celebration 2020 in
It was.
California.
We were going to be there. We had our tickets. We had a hotel room. I mean, we all live near the Anaheim Convention Center.
But
And it, like when you get the ticket, it like automatically put your like your ticket reminder in your
yes,
in your Apple calendar.
In my Google Calendar.
Yeah, so it just kept reminding me it's coming. I'm like, I didn't have the heart to delete it.
There, actually, I'm gonna pull it
it's there
up
for
and
me too.
show the YouTube.
It's very sad. Make sure that you show your number and your
I'll show
credit card
everything.
number
Can
too.
you see everything? Oh, you can't
yep.
see a GD thing.
You can't see anything at all. No.
Well, the gray says Star Wars Celebration.
It looks very colorful though.
Oh, that's so sad.
Very sad.
So,
if you're listening to this and you don't know what Star Wars Celebration is, it's
what the heck is wrong with you?
It's Comic-Con for Star Wars fans.
Yep.
And it was started in 1999.
Which doesn't seem that long ago, but it was
kind of started as a way to
20 years ago.
promote Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
To promote Episode 1.
And so it was there as Alyssa just said, to celebrate the prequels, and then it kind of served a vital purpose of in kind of these interim years. When we thought Lucas was done with Star Wars, it kind of served as a way to kind of keep the stories alive and to keep the community alive and
keep people spending money.
Keep people spending money.
Truly, though.
And they did. And
we did.
And they did, and it was good.
And it was good. Amen.
Now, let's go around. Daniel, you've been to Star Wars Celebration before.
Yes. In fact,
Which one was that?
it was the one right before The Force Awakens.
So Anaheim,
that was
the
last Anaheim one. Yep. Wow, it was so magical. Yeah, I just the energy was palpable and the emotion that like was behind all of it because there was just so much pent up energy. I just remember like I get chills thinking about it because it was like just one of the most jazzed, energized moments I've ever been a part of, where everybody was sitting in the convention center. All watching the stage, and one by one they had all of the the stars of the film come out, and then BB-8 rolled out, and everybody's like, "Oh my god!" And then like everything, okay, well I guess we're all done. And we're like, you know what? Let's watch the trailer or whatever. And then everybody, oh my god, it just like it got so quiet, and then like and then people were like just screaming, and like I just remember when I saw Darth Vader's like crumpled up mask for the first time, I literally like couldn't help myself. I was like, ah! And like I like cried. I was crying. I was just like I was laughing at myself. I was like, why am I crying? What's happening to me? And like people were losing their stuff, and then they played it again, and I was still like, and it was the Chewie, we're home, and everyone was like, oh god, oh my god!
I was watching the live stream in my bed because I couldn't make it that day, but when Han and Chewie came on screen and he says that line, I just
unbelievable. What a moment.
God.
What a moment. And yeah, just to be there for that. And you know what? Also, it probably wouldn't have been possible if it weren't. Oh, darn it! I should have. I wish we could have. You know what? I'm gonna find her name and I'm gonna shout her out next time if I can. Just a random Disney exec happened to be there the morning that I was like picking up my tickets for the convention, the celebration. And I was like basically sitting there by myself and just kind of like farting around. And she's just like, "Oh, can I sit down with you?" And I was just like, "Yeah, of course." She's just like, she was clearly tired and had been standing up a long time. And so we got talking about a lot of random stuff about Star Wars and come to find out that she's like, high up there, I guess. And she's just like, "Oh, sorry, are you going to be there tomorrow?" I was just like, "Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to, because I mean, like, I can't get there until this time, and I'm like, by then, everybody's going to be in line, and there's no way I'm going to make it in the convention center." And she's just like, "Well, I mean, I could give you one of my wristbands." I'm like, "Wait, what? No way! You're kidding me, really?" I was like, "No, you can't promise something like that." And then she's just like,
Daniel. Because Daniel, you're like the nicest person ever. So the fact that like you guys talked for like 20 minutes, and she was like, "Here, have my left
so
elbow."
Sweet. Oh my God, she
Have a kidney.
But no, she didn't even it wasn't even like just she hooked up the people that I was with too.
Oh,
so
that's so nice.
What a really so kind, and like literally made like my entire life that year. Yeah, it was a pretty special moment, and I still hold that moment dear to my heart. But yeah.
That's
really
so
amazing.
great. Dino, you've been to a couple celebrations.
Yes, so I went to Anaheim in 2015. I wasn't.
You've been to Celebration Florida, right?
Yes. So the first one was Anaheim 2015. Yeah. I have, yes. Yes,
it's funny because I literally was thinking about the city Celebration in Florida.
I know you were.
You've also actually been to Celebration in Florida, so that joke is not funny.
Have I?
Damn it.
I have not been to Celebration Florida.
Oh,
yeah.
No.
Where is that?
I think it's really close to Orlando, I think.
Okay. Well,
isn't it? Am I crazy? I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know about anything in that swamp town.
We'll fix it in Correction Corner.
Correction Corner. So yes, I went to Anaheim the first time. Just one of the days, because I remember I think I was in rehearsal for something.
We sat in line. We didn't sit in. We were in different lines, but we went to the day where we were getting our autographs and stuff. Didn't we?
No, you and I didn't go together.
We didn't. I thought that I saw you there. Am I crazy?
No, because
Yes.
No, I remember. I remember. We were in. I was in rehearsals for Sideshow, and I saw you.
Yeah.
We had our our designer run the night before I went. Mm-hmm. You had gone that day. I think it was like a Friday.
Oh, yep.
And stuff. It's like, oh, I'm going tomorrow.
Yeah, I do remember that now.
Ticket and went, and my fond memory from that was actually the sitting in line at like 6 a.m. to get into the actual building, and I was sitting on this concrete floor, and there was a Stanford physics professor grading midterm tests. Like right in front
Amazing.
of me.
I love that.
And he starts talking about Star Wars, and
because you got to do what you got to do,
And then he's like, "Yeah, I teach, physics. I'm a physics professor at Stanford." And I was like, "How's this person doing?" On pointing to the paper he was grading. It's like, "Not so good. Not so good."
Oh no.
So, it was as you said, Daniel. It was unbelievable. I've never been to Comic-Con. So
me neither. Because you can't get in. It's impossible.
No, it's
Comic-Con
impossible to get tickets.
Harumph.
Yeah, come on, guys.
I've been trying for 8
girls,
years.
Folks.
Hey, who knows? Maybe now that we're we're industry professionals, so maybe we can we're gonna get a booth next time.
We're getting a damn booth.
For Harumph.
Nothing less. But the energy is unbelievable, and especially around that movie. They were playing the trailer in every panel, so I went to Daniel's panel that day, and they showed the trailer 3 times because everyone was going nuts.
Just
Force Awakens.
gagging.
And the sense of camaraderie. I have to tell you, I had a very specific image in my mind of what Star Wars Celebration was going to be like, and I didn't know if I was going to like it. There's going to kind of be more like cultish is the wrong word, but you know what I'm getting at, where it's this kind of
No, sure. Like, everybody drink the Star Wars Kool-Aid, everyone.
Yeah. But it was just a lot of cool people from all different walks of life. Just
all over the world, too,
losing
yeah.
their crap over this kind of shared experience. And my favorite thing about it is that everybody has their we've talked about it on the show before, that everyone has their favorite flavor of Star Wars. So they have all these booths and panels, and podcasts will host specific shows. And there's a little something for everybody. So if you're super into the animated stuff, you could spend all day, like, learning how to draw or learning how the animators, did it digitally and whatnot.
And tell everybody who you met.
That's right. Oh,
Yeah.
I met Ian McDermott,
Oh, bitch!
Emperor Palpatine. I stood in line for a photograph with him, and they were pushing us along. They really don't want you, like, talking to them. They just snap their phone and go.
Yeah.
But I wasn't. I did not come here to not speak
Nope.
to him. Because, side note, his lines in Return of the Jedi were the first lines of dialogue I ever memorized as a 4-year-old kid.
I love that so much. But very, very on brand, yep.
Yeah, and so I told him this, and I said, in a way, you very much influenced my desire to create characters and to act, and said...
And to join the dark side.
And to join the dark side.
And to just kill a bunch of people.
And just to kill, just
He's like,
without mercy.
Okay, cool.
He's like,
cool.
That's great security.
Neato.
Help. But I remember specifically, he turned to me and he's like, "Well, if I heard that every day, I'd be the happiest man alive."
Aww.
Oh my God, Emperor Palpatine.
Oh, I'm so glad that you got to say that to him.
I know, me
Yeah.
too. And it gets better because I went back with my friend Brett. So fast forward 2 years, they had Star Wars Celebration down in Orlando.
Oh, that was a fast 2 years.
And this one was for The Last Jedi. And so the buzz off of Force Awakens was still fresh. They had a celebration in London, but couldn't go to that, obviously. So this was the next big saga movie. I took another picture with Ian McDermott. He didn't remember who I was, but it was just
great.
Just kidding.
I know, it was like, you son of a bitch. I poured my heart out
I loved
to
you!
But I have two almost identical
what
pictures.
I said to you about acting?
Remember that time I
darn
said
it.
you're the reason for my being?
Harumph.
Harumph. But I have like these two almost identical pictures with him, and he has no recollection, but it's just so funny. It's like 2 years apart. And that one I went obviously for the whole time, and it got rather insane because so I flew in, met my friend Brett there, and we immediately got in line for the 40th anniversary of Star Wars panel. So it was like 8 p.m. We got in line for a panel the next morning at 11 a.m.
Woof.
Gosh.
They cut the line off at a certain point, and you sleep on the floor in this convention center, on this concrete floor.
I remember seeing the pictures.
They brought in a DJ at midnight, and he played sets until 3 a.m.
Wow.
Sure.
We're trying to sleep over here.
Yeah, would you please?
They're having impromptu lightsaber battles that just turn into screaming matches, and
Sure.
and just absolute pandemonium.
Great.
I was running on like half a bottle of water and like a pretzel, just dehydrated.
The weirdest episode of Survivor I've ever seen.
I'm just loopy. So we get to the next morning. We get inside the panel, and it is a who's who, one after the other, of actors who were in Star Wars. They were all there. They even brought out Hayden Christensen for the first time since he appeared in Revenge of the Sith, and the reaction he got from fans when he walked out with Ian McDermott, they freaked out over him.
So special.
So cool. It was like there's kind of all this built-up animosity that has kind of been created, which might not even really exist. But
yeah, totally.
It was just so cool for him to be embraced again by Star Wars people.
Welcome home. We missed you.
And then they did the Carrie Fisher tribute, and her daughter came out and gave this a great speech about her. And then,
Was her dog there?
I don't think I don't think so. I don't think he showed up. But
I said that, you know, I was so, oh man, that was my one regret of going to the Anaheim one was not getting to see
Hamill.
Carrie Fisher. Yeah, I went to Mark Hamill, and but I remember because she was right next door to him, she had her own booth and he had his own booth, and the dog came into his booth, and I just remember seeing it. I was like, ah,
that's amazing.
Yeah.
But so they closed it with these two curtains off to the side parted, and there was John Williams with the Orlando Symphony.
Oh man!
No one knew they were there. They was just like literally a curtain parts. There they are in a corner of the room.
Epic.
And they play Leia's theme.
Oh,
I don't spontaneously
So beautiful.
lose it, but I mean, it was just.
How could you not?
Everyone
How
was
could you not?
undone. It was the most touching, thrilling, like spine-tingling thing. And then they played a few more pieces, and then that was just the first day.
You're like, wow, this is how we're starting
I'm
it.
dehydrated. I'm
Jesus.
sick. I'm emotional, and this is going to be one hell of a weekend.
Wow.
Um,
Well worth the plane ticket.
oh my god, and then some. Now, Alyssa, you've said you've never been to Star Wars Celebration.
I never have. This would have been my first.
So what are you even doing here?
So
I am a poser.
So,
I
a
am
question for you,
pretending
where do you
to
get
like
off?
it.
Ah.
Yeah. How do I? Where do I? How do I get off?
What do I? Is there? Should I?
Stop.
Yeah, this would have been my. Somehow, I have been not able to be at the last celebrations. I've been doing contracts out of town or out of the country.
I'm just so
I'm
busy.
very
My
booked.
schedule.
Oh,
No, I'm
gosh.
not. I'm never booked.
I think that's my biggest regret about it not happening this year was not getting to experience it for the first time with you.
Oh man, that would
Yeah,
be so
a giant
special.
Star Wars nerd getting to experience that. It's so. I mean, I
Yeah,
can't wait.
it would have been so exciting, but I am very excited that it's still going to happen
Yes.
in 2022 at
Yes.
Anaheim Convention Center, and
That is great news.
they made it. Shout out to the celebration peeps because they made it super easy to have your tickets transferred. Like if you just didn't even respond to any email or whatever, they just immediately
Automatically,
transferred your tickets to the 2022 celebration, and and then they like opened up the merch store for
Mhm.
those of us who had tickets today. So I at least will have some merch from this year, even though
From the
we
thing that
didn't
never
get to
happened.
go this year.
So what was your greatest memory of not going?
I think perhaps
What was the favorite picture I took? What which of
perhaps
my
my
pictures
favorite
did you
picture that I didn't take was
Well, actually, I mean, I maybe I'm asking this question too soon, but what were you looking forward to?
I think the biggest thing, and let me express myself with words. That's what a podcast is, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
No, I'm flailing my arms a lot. You can't see it, but
That's all we do. I think my biggest thing, and like what was so fun for me about getting to go to Galaxy's Edge opening day with you both
so
and
cool.
our other friends is just this sort of just like you were saying, this like excitement in the air and this feeling of sort of, camaraderie and
Mhm.
just like, we all we all disagree about a lot of things Star Wars fans generally do, but like at the end of the day,
No, never.
but at the end of the day, like we all have this thing connecting and binding us together, which is that we have
The Force?
the Force.
There you go.
But yeah, we have this thing that we either love or hate or spend a lot of time with. And I was just looking forward to being around a bunch of amazing Star Wars nerds and
Totally.
getting to see the loads of amazing cosplay costumes that people build. And so
Yeah.
and and actually
And the merch.
I wasn't able to have my costume that I wanted to wear ready for this year, so I have no
Oh.
excuse for 2022.
You have
Yeah,
2 years.
absolutely zero.
I have zero excuse. So that's what I'm most excited for. I'm of course excited for the panels.
Your Jabba costume is going to be
It's going to
incredible.
be
Yes.
amazing. I have been collecting fat and
It's life size, accurate.
I'm going to be the...
Daniel
Of
Salacious
course.
Crumb.
Yes, salacious.
So that's the thing that I was the most excited for, and I still get to be excited for that
When
in
it comes
future. When it
eventually.
comes,
It's over my birthday weekend, 2022.
Oh, it's gonna be
We are going
it's going to be
so
amazing.
hard.
So effing hard.
It's going to be amazing. And
well, you know,
just
that's
think,
interesting.
Sorry, Daniel.
Oh, no, go ahead.
Go. No, I was going
Okay,
to say,
yeah.
like, that's what I'm, like, 2022 is going to be the party of the century when, like, we're all
man.
allowed, like, when people in general are allowed to, like, celebrate something like that again.
Yeah.
And having
Celebrate
gone
the
this
celebration.
long and, you know, all the Star Wars properties that will be releasing probably around then anyway, it's
gonna
gonna
be a big
be
deal.
an explosion of,
Oh,
of
yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
excitement.
Absolutely.
Do you? I don't want to talk about this for a long time, but like, actually, how do you think it's gonna be? Do you think it'll be any like? I mean, do you think it'll be any different like post pandemic? Do you think it'll have like a different vibe or like I'm curious because you know how like I mean
Yeah.
you know post 9/11 we like had to
Yeah,
take
yeah.
off our shoes for the airport and that kind of thing. Do you think that like things will be a little different, or do you think that they're like we're all fine, everybody's
You know,
got the
if it were 2021, I'd say definitely something would be altered.
yeah
Either they cut capacity or they put in some kind of spacing measures. I'm just throwing things to the wind here. I'm no
Yeah.
scientist, but I think
You're not?
what
What about all the science advice you've been giving me for years? Oh my god.
God.
I'm definitely
I've made
gonna
a
mark
fortune.
off a executive scientist
Science
off of
advice.
the cast list.
I would. That's funny. I would think though, like if even if a vaccine is only 40% effective,
Yeah,
if they have other treatment options, if they're able to relegate COVID to like the corner of maybe a really bad flu or just something
Sure.
that happened, it's just going to be
I
a
think
part
it's
of
gonna
us
say
forever.
like a corner of the country where nobody
Like,
cares about that
Up in
corner.
Oregon, I don't know,
I was like, wow,
Portland,
Gee.
you know,
just shove it up in that corner.
just shove it up there, North Dakota.
Jeez. Oh.
Oh, yeah.
No, they've had it hard enough.
They won't
Jeez.
mind.
Yeah, who knows? I mean, who knows what our new normal is going to look like
I know,
anyways.
same.
So,
Totally.
I'm trying to be more on the, and maybe it's just I'm trying to be more optimistic, but I really do
Same.
think by 2022,
It'll be as if it never happened, kind of thing.
God
well,
willing.
it will have definitely,
Yeah.
like I think COVID will still be like a part of our existence. It'll be a seasonal thing because
Yeah.
a lot of coronaviruses are.
Sure.
But I think we'll have a handle on it, and if
Yeah.
you're treating
sure
severe
hope so.
symptoms, even if you're not, exempt from getting it, if you can treat symptoms, I think everybody will gain confidence to return to doing
of course.
Totally.
But
totally.
you raised a good point, Daniel. Like 9/11 changed security forever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that looks like in a COVID world because I don't,
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be like temperature checks or
Yeah, huh?
you have to
All
like
those things.
you have to show like a negative test result to get
Yeah,
into big events
uh-huh.
like that. I have no idea.
Yeah, like you're clean, you can come in. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who
Oh,
knows?
you've got the sniffles. Yeah.
now in terms
out
of
of here.
in terms of what we were expecting to see at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
Maybe we can speculate on that a little bit.
Let's speculate.
Also, like, question mark, why aren't they out yet? Don't you feel? Well, I mean, I guess a lot of things are probably just delayed regardless because of COVID. But,
Yeah.
but I mean, like, at least specifically for Mandalorian, because allegedly Mandalorian was all status go,
Yeah, we
no
got-
delays.
We got lucky. They were done shooting when
They were done.
or just about
Yeah.
done shooting when everything hit. So they've been doing remote post production. And
which, I mean, I just feel like we probably should have gotten a trailer by now.
well, everyone like
The
for the
rumor
past
was
couple
last
weeks,
week, and then
yeah.
the rumor was like yesterday, and
because it's
nothing
Star Wars
yet.
Celebration weekend, everyone's like, what
this is
about,
it.
like,
This
right
is it.
now?
It's happening.
And I honestly am a little.
I'm just gonna check my phone really quick, just in case it happened to randomly drop like right now. Wouldn't that be amazing?
that
We would
be
drop everything
amazing.
and react to it.
Yeah, you're right.
This
is becoming a reaction video.
I am curious though. Did you guys happen to see the DC fandom they did?
I did
last weekend.
I didn't watch I didn't watch it like live, or I guess was it a live event? I'm confused because
so it was
okay.
live for 24 hours where they rolled out trailers of.
Because I watched all the trailers, of course.
DC movies, and then they had panels with actors, writers, comic book artists, and that they kind of last weekend set the standard for online conventions, and everyone was kind of tilted their heads towards Lucasfilm marketing. I was like, guys,
How come this didn't not even anything happened?
I mean, like
Yeah.
that would have been nuts, and it would have done so well, and it cast DC in such a positive light because, if we're being honest, they've been lagging.
I'm not being
behind
honest.
Marvel for a decade.
yeah.
But
Well, I thought
they
we
hit
were gonna.
home
I thought we were gonna get something.
run. Yep.
Oh man, I just googling Mandalorian season 2 trailer, and there's just like rumors.
Yeah.
It's all rumors.
I
mean, it sounds like it's imminent. It's just
yeah. It
because
sounds
the
like it might.
The show's out in a couple of months.
Yeah.
They're
So
probably
just-
trying to
it's-
decide whether or not they want to, because like there's one person which like I've never even heard of this. Like this website's called We Got This Covered. I've never heard of it.
So
They-
it's
they-
absolutely
they're
real.
full
All right, let's take everything they're saying. Let's take everything they're saying as truth.
But yeah,
are
they're
full
saying
of
the season 2 trailer reportedly includes first look at Ahsoka Tano.
Now,
Well,
I've heard
sure
that
that we.
elsewhere.
It's believable. It's a believable thing.
I mean, why
And that
wouldn't
would be-
they show her at least a little bit? That was the
because
big goal.
she was allegedly, as of like a couple weeks ago, shooting footage specifically for a reveal in the trailer, and that is
What
allegedly why it
a
got
teaser
delayed,
that would be.
But who knows?
That would be a
but-
sexy trailer.
So I think Mandalorian would have been forefront because it is now
Yep.
an Emmy-nominated show.
So cool. So cool.
I mean, it might very
Big deal.
well be like Star Wars' kind of like North Star in terms of stuff they're putting out.
Yeah, like the direction of the company for
this was
at least
the
the
same
next
right.
5 years. Yeah.
This was the same calendar year as Rise of Skywalker, and how quickly we just kind of forgot about Rise of Skywalker and Mandalorian is kind of,
Taken over.
taken over, which I find is pretty interesting.
It is
Yeah.
interesting.
It is. I mean, it makes sense to me. I mean, it's kind of crazy, but yeah. So and it's interesting to see like they've got more time on their hands now to kind of think about where the films are going to go, because COVID pushed everything back. But I think that they also they've been gifted more time to really think about like where they're going to go. And I'm curious like whether or not they are taking, I mean, they have to have taken into how Rise of Skywalker was received and taking that all into account. And
Of course.
yeah.
Well, we were talking about it a couple days ago that an article that interviewed Kathleen Kennedy came out, and she talked
Good old
about
Kathleen.
the Lucasfilm.
Good old Kathy.
She talked about the strategy that Lucasfilm is kind of undertaking to take a step back and I'm paraphrasing, but really dive into what George Lucas intended, or get more to the substance, kind of that George Lucas substance. What was at the heart of Star Wars when he made it, and why do people keep coming back to it, and kind of examining that question and then proceeding forward. And I can't help but, as you just said, Daniel, I wonder if this is at least in some part, a reaction to the Rise of Skywalker reaction.
A redirect, yeah.
Or the sequel trilogy in general, because you could find just as many people who despise The Last Jedi.
Yep.
You have these two
Totally.
sects we've been talking about, those two groups of people who loved one and hated the other.
Yeah. Then there's a sect that hated both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then there's a sect that hated all three and thinks
True.
that trilogy is fan fiction. That's a popular
Right.
refrain I've heard.
That's funny. I never heard of that. But
I don't really buy into that, but that's
No,
an opinion,
same.
and we respect all of them here.
We respect them.
But
But you're wrong.
I do find it's interesting that Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau are, and their host of directors, are kind of at the forefront and look to be for a good long while here.
Yeah,
Does it
I
kind
think
of-
so
I mean,
too.
like,
and
I think
it felt like that watching the Mandalorian documentary.
Yep.
Yes,
Like
absolutely.
those roundtables to me, I was like, I feel like I'm watching and I'm listening to the future of Star Wars.
Yep.
Right
Yeah.
here.
Dave
Like
Filoni-
this to me feels like what, and it's thrilling to me because I
Yep.
think
Oh,
what they did with Mandalorian was so brilliant.
I
Bringing
think
all
that
those
they,
different directors in, and
Yep.
we sort of talked about this last time, but I feel like it feels like they're kind of like priming Dave Filoni to be like,
George Lucas.
the new George Lucas.
To be the-
Totally.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
he's such an encyclopedia, as you were just saying, Alyssa, in this behind-the-scenes documentary on Disney Plus. I mean, he gives a masterclass, not just to us, but to the people sitting in the room with him. Kathleen
Yeah, they're all
Kennedy,
like looking at him going like,
Deborah Chow,
wow.
Taika Waititi. They're all like,
Oh my God, what the?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, he explains the prequels in a way I could never hope
Mm-hmm.
to, and it made
Uh-huh.
it exciting to rewatch them because
Yeah, same.
with the original, with a full understanding of the original intent, dialogue
Yeah.
issues aside, all of that, blah blah blah.
Yeah, his description of the
It's
Duel
like,
of the Fates
wow.
specifically was like
So good.
just so cool. Yeah.
yeah. If you don't have the time, I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you
You
don't
have
have the time to watch the whole documentary,
Who's got the
just,
time?
just watch, just Google his talking about Duel of the Fates because it's so freaking brilliant.
Yeah, so smart.
I also I mentioned this to you guys today, and I wondered if you'd heard anything else. This is like totally rumor, but Kathleen Kennedy's contract with Lucasfilms is up in 2021, and so there's been a lot of sort of speculation and rumor there about her potentially leaving and starting her own female-driven and run production company.
How long was her contract?
She started in 2012.
2012.
She was
Yeah,
named the
so I think
president at
she's
that- at
done.
those-
She's like now in her second or third. I don't know how. I think her contract is usually
So almost
like
10 years.
2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that will be interesting as well.
Yeah, I'm curious.
Well,
like,
and
Because I
uh,
think I know that like people have their feelings about her,
mhm,
but I do
mhm.
think. But I do think a big reason that we had so many female-centric heroes in the sequel trilogy is in part because we had a female at the helm,
Could be. Well, yeah, it all
Well,
starts from the top, totally.
And she gave us Deborah Chow and Bryce Dallas Howard.
Yep.
And there's going to be more.
No
and
doubt.
I've heard too that like literally almost everyone who works like for her and directly under her and stuff, like she's like all about hiring women.
That's badass.
Well, and
Which
look,
is like really cool.
here's the bottom line: is like even if you think they screwed up with the sequel trilogy, which maybe in some ways they didn't execute perfectly.
They didn't stick to landing on certain things. Yeah.
Or it just might not have been as cohesive as it could have been.
Sure.
I don't doubt her love, number one, her love for Star Wars, and two,
Oh, yeah.
her drive to continue what George Lucas did.
What George
'Cause
Lucas
the
did,
sequel
yeah,
trilogy
for
had
sure,
such a
for sure.
She was like they all were tasked with kind of reigniting the fan base.
Mm-hmm.
And now, if you're going to ding her for the sequel trilogy, you have to give her credit for Mandalorian, and you have to give her credit
yeah.
for Rogue One, and you have to give her credit for, these were filmmakers who came to her, and Jon Favreau came to her.
Yep.
Gareth Edwards on Rogue One. It's like, I have a sandbox story idea that I just thought in my head, and can I make a movie out of this? And she said yes, and spent a lot of money in saying
Yeah.
it.
And thank God she said yes, because
Thank God.
we love Rogue One, and we did a whole episode just devoted to Rogue One, watching
It
it
was so
together.
fun.
Yeah.
We still haven't
That's
done.
so
We
fun.
need to do another one of those again.
Yeah,
been
we
a
do.
while.
Well, should we talk a little bit about what we have been doing for this podcast while we've been away?
Oh yeah.
Oh my.
Well, I'll tell you what I haven't been doing. I haven't been finishing what I need to finish, which
Oh,
I'm gonna do
Daniel!
tonight.
Well,
okay,
don't
Dina,
tell
I'm
them well it is. Just get it done.
just Dina, I'm just
Damn
doing
your
it tonight.
eyes.
It's happening. It's gonna be finished.
So part of our absence has not been just because we didn't want to do that. That's not it at all, actually.
Yeah, and obviously
You're
not for lack
mad.
of things to talk about because there's been a lot of news.
There's been a lot of news. Yeah.
Especially recently. In June, or I guess it was early June, the three of us
gosh.
had kind of been kicking the can around on the idea of doing something in the audio drama world, because all three of us are actors and we love Star Wars. And we're like, well, how does that manifest into something creative?
So we called Kathleen Kennedy.
So we called
and
KK.
Zoomed her on in.
yeah.
And
So we were like, okay, audio drama. Audio dramas were like a thing of the 30s, 40s, 50s.
Mm-hmm.
And we settled on taking an episode of Star Wars Rebels, Dave Filoni's sequel to Clone Wars.
Brilliant masterpiece.
And we all kind of discussed, chose an episode, cast a few of our friends, including ourselves, and we're putting the finishing touches on Star Wars fan audio drama of the season 2 finale of Star Wars Rebels.
And you guys, it sounds sick. And you like
I
seriously.
I'm not tooting my own horn because I didn't do this work.
Yeah, literally. I
Dino-
did basically nothing. So
Dino is humble and won't talk about himself, but we're really, really excited to share with you what Dino has been
what he
working
put
on.
together, it's insane.
And,
it's literally insane.
Our voices are on there, but his blood, guts, sweat, and tears and heart is all throughout it, and
Yes.
we're just super excited to share it with everyone, to share it with the world. So that will be
And also,
exclusively. We want to let you know that's going to exclusively be on YouTube.
And there's
Right.
a reason for that.
Yes. Mhm.
You kind of enter a gray area when you do something like this, and we wanted to be very careful. As all of this stuff is licensed, it all belongs to Lucasfilm,
Yes,
Disney.
doesn't belong to us in the slightest.
No,
Even though Kathleen specifically gave us
even though she
permission.
handed me $10,000 cash.
Oh.
She did do that.
But no, there's been no crowdfunding. Now it was totally free, done in GarageBand.
Yeah. Because we're like, we're bored in COVID. Let's do something.
The musical scores. Now this is great. There's a composer who has a whole channel on YouTube. His name's Samuel Kim.
He's brilliant, everyone.
he
Really,
He's
really
brilliant.
He does reworked interpretations of movie scores and particular themes. Again, his name is Samuel Kim. Go to his YouTube channel. This guy is nuts. Anyway,
He's so great.
we wrote
so
to him
great.
and asked if we could use a few of his pieces as our score for the audio drama, and he said absolutely. But part of the deal with that is YouTube. You're able to credit all of the music and whatnot. In a podcast format, you're really not able to. So we don't want to get into any sort of legal trouble. So it'll, as Alyssa said, it'll be a YouTube exclusive. But
we'll post the link for it and make sure you
and maybe we
all
should
have
share,
access to it.
Maybe we should share a little preview.
Yeah,
Ooh,
let's play a preview right now. Wow. Yeah. Okay. Here you go, everybody.
Enjoy this little tidbit from Twilight of the Apprentice.
Ezra, can you hear me?
I'm okay.
He's getting away. Let's go.
Don't worry about me. I'll catch up. Sure, I'll catch up. As soon as I figure out where I am.
I know where you are. You're with me. Please, put your weapon away. I mean you no harm.
Stay back. I'm warning you, old man.
Forgive me, it's just I've been alone so long. It's been years since I've spoken to anyone.
You live here alone? In the dark?
Not by choice. My ship crashed. I'm trapped, marooned. I've had to scrounge and scrape to survive.
Look, I'm sorry, okay? I wish I could help you, but I have to get back to my friends.
Well, perhaps I could help you.
I doubt that.
Why are you here?
I'm not gonna tell you that.
You came for the same reason I did years ago. You seek knowledge.
Yay! I hope you liked that.
Yes.
I heard every bit of it too. I didn't.
Well, we should introduce the cast here on.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah.
And
So we have.
Who are these people?
Who are they? So we have as our amazing Ezra Bridger, our dear friend and fellow Star Wars nerd, Josie McCoy.
And he's not an actual deer. He's a person.
He's a person.
He's a person.
He's a
with
person
feelings.
deer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So he plays Ezra.
Our very own Alyssa Simmons plays Ahsoka Tano.
Yay! It was so fun.
And our very own Dino Nicandros. Wait, who did you play?
Dino played Old Master.
The
And-
Old Master.
And a very little known character, Darth Vader.
Who?
Yes.
Who's
yes.
he?
Who's that? Daniel plays our trusty droid Chopper.
He's a joy. He is a joy.
He's a
You're right.
droid.
He is the MVP.
Oh, he's so good, you guys! I can't wait for you to hear his droid work. It's so good.
It's-
And he also played
Fifth brother.
Fifth
The
brother,
fifth,
An
yes.
Inquisitor.
Who
one of
is-
the-
I mean, the
One of
most
the-
important brother, obviously.
Right.
one of the Inquisitors. We also had
Mike Starr plays Kanan Jarrus.
Mm-hmm.
Mike is terrific.
Terrific.
And then we have the other Josie McCoy,
Yes.
Josie's wife, is playing Seventh Sister, as well as another voice, which you might recognize or you might
you'll
not.
find out. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then finally, Chris Villanueva is playing Captain Rex, as well as Eighth Brother,
Sometimes known as Chris Villain.
Chris
Yes,
Villain.
you might know him as Chris Villain
Yeah.
or Chris Villanueva.
And he also has a famous Twitch account. So
Famous.
Famous.
go look at that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
we're super duper excited to share that with y'all. And yeah. What else, guys? what other little news do we have before we wrap this up?
Oh man, there's just so much news.
Well, and we're now that we've got the engine humming again, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never leave you again.
I'll never let go.
Until we embark on our second audio drama, which will
Yeah, right. And then we'll be
5
on for
months
12
next
months.
time.
Right. Yep. Uh-huh.
See you in 2023.
Well, we're gonna get a cease and desist letter, and then we're gonna do it from jail. So it'll be
right.
great.
Or kill ourselves.
We'll be
I
the
don't
very
know.
first.
Right.
We'll be the very first jail podcast about Star Wars.
It'll be so
Coming
good.
to you live from Huntsville.
Now there's a
Missouri.
niche. That is the most nichiest of niche.
Uh,
niche! Dinner's ready. Oh, niche is my daughter.
Oh, I love niche.
Good old niche.
she's a great kisser.
Whoa!
Whoa!
Get your
hey, whoa.
hands off my daughter.
That was wildly inappropriate for me.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm sorry.
great.
Yeah, you made a lady parts joke and a
I know.
kissing joke
In the
all
same
You've been
episode.
hanging out.
episode.
Yeah, you've been hanging out with us
It's
for a
gotten into you.
little too long.
I need to get outside. My mind is
It's
fouling.
not going well.
It's rotting. I think we were exchanging texts either earlier today or yesterday. There's the rumor mill surrounding the Kenobi show, which is
Yes.
directed by Deborah Chow from
Oh,
Mandalorian. Be so excited for that.
It's gonna
We
be
don't
so good.
quite know what this show is yet. We know it was undergoing some rewrites of the initial script. It has come to our attention, and this is unofficial. So turn away if you have no interest in knowing any of this. That
Josie, this includes you.
Josie.
Yeah, Josie, mute
Josie.
it. Mute it.
Mute yourself.
Josie, mute it, Josie. Hayden Christensen played Anakin Skywalker in the prequels. Will be appearing in this show in a supporting role. In addition to that, it sounds as if Tamara Morrison will be playing Captain Rex.
Oh man.
And the other clones, really, Cody.
Yeah.
And,
Yep.
Yeah.
which leads us to believe that there's going to be a fair bit of Clone Wars flashbacks.
Yep.
Live action, folks. Live
Yeah.
action Clone Wars hasn't been seen since the beginning of Revenge of the Sith.
I mean, it might be flashbacks, but it might also be like current.
It could
like
you're
time
very-
too.
Yeah, we have no idea, but it could be, or the show could, over the 6 episodes I think it is, it could start, sometime during the Clone Wars and end
Yeah.
near Alec Guinness time.
Yeah, it might. I mean, like, yeah, if it could pick up like right where the Clone Wars like left off, almost like.
But
really,
it was also rumored that Hayden Christensen will also be playing Darth Vader. Now, this is interesting because what capacity Vader serves in this story, I don't know, because
Right.
he and Obi-Wan don't see each other again till A New Hope. So
Right.
I wonder how they kind of incorporate him and to what degree, and if that's a flashback in some way as well, but it wouldn't be Obi-Wan's memory because he's never seen Anakin in the armor as far as we know. Maybe that changes, but
Yeah.
um,
Ooh.
it's all
so
very
many
interesting.
So many good things.
And it does.
Just like
and in addition, does this leave open the possibility that Ahsoka shows up in this show as well?
Oh, absolutely.
I think so.
Totally. I think so.
And
I
how
hope
blessed
so.
would be? Yeah, how blessed would we be if that were the case?
We would be blessed.
Very blessed.
We would be very blessed.
Where's
so-
your auto tune?
Oh yeah, give him the auto tune.
We would be very blessed. We would be so blessed. Yeah, we would be blessed to have Ahsoka Tano. Yeah.
Okay, I'm done. I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I asked for it, so.
You did.
You did. That's your fault.
So that's very exciting. I'm sure news will continue to trickle out about that. We're going to hit you up with an episode in the next week.
Stop hitting me.
Stop hitting me. There's a lot of rumors and innuendos about the what's going on with the TV shows. We can dive in a little bit more to. We know there's an animated sequel to Rebels
Yes.
on the docket. There's a Clone Wars spin-off.
Which I totally called. I mean, it was pretty obvious.
The
We
Bad
felt that
Batch.
coming. Yeah.
The Bad Batch of clones. They're kind of these deranged clones. If you haven't watched the show, they're kind of a spec
Josie, you
ops.
better not be listening to this right now.
They're a spec ops team. They're getting a show. Mandalorian was greenlit for a season 3, so
Oh, bitch. Wait,
They're
I
already
don't
been-
know if I heard that
they're
already.
already-
That's awesome.
they're already in
Oh, yeah.
pre-production on that.
I mean, of course
so-
they are. Of course they are.
So,
Yeah. Especially now with the Emmy noms,
right.
Yeah.
obviously.
There's
They're
a lot
getting
to
more
be-
money, too, probably.
Oh, yeah. So there's a lot to be excited about, a lot to talk about. I'm glad
Yeah.
we're all together again, even if we
Me
couldn't
too.
be at
Happy we're
Celebration.
back.
Me too.
And keep your eyes peeled over.
Oh, God, my eyes!
Yeah, or your ears peeled over the next week or so.
Gross.
Star Wars Rebels: Twilight of the Apprentice, our audio drama.
Inside the Tauntaun audio drama style.
Inside. Wait, oh, sorry, wait. Whoops.
What?
Oh.
Inside the Tauntaun presents. There, that's it. That's all I wanted to do.
Guys,
Very good. Very good.
It was worth it. It was 100% worth it. No regrets.
so welcome back
Yes. Welcome back, and also goodbye.
and stay safe.
Stay sexy and don't
So let's-
get. Oh, that's not ours.
It's not our podcast.
All
So,
right.
anyways, we're happy to be back. We will never leave you for that long ever again.
No,
That was weird, but we had to do it.
you had
Anyway.
to.
I'm Alyssa Simmons.
And I'm Daniel Dawson.
And I'm Dino Nicandros.
May the force be with you.
Always.
See ya.